Hi, I'm Joe Pici, and it's great to have you back. And we're going to move forward today on a topic that is absolutely close to my heart, and that we see so much of this in business for the companies that excel or implode. I call it the 8 non-negotiables of business success. You know, it's been our experience. Dawn and I have trained hundreds of thousands of entrepreneurs, been in thousands of companies, and each and every company has non-negotiables. Those are the things you've got to attend to. You've got to get done. You have got to make sure they have a high priority and execute those things daily, weekly, monthly. Now, the sad part is, it's been our experience, those are the things that your salespeople or yourselves may be negotiating with. They may be the uncomfortable things that you don't believe are so much fun in business, but they have to be attended to. So let's talk about those 8 non-negotiables. And I promise you this, if these are your non-negotiables and you do not negotiate with them and you execute them consistently, you're going to double your business. You're going to have explosive growth. And isn't that what we all want? So let's start foundationally. The first step, the first thing in non-negotiables is you have to have clarity. You have to know what it is you want. Why are you in this business? Why are you wanting to accomplish what you want to accomplish? What are your drop-dead deadlines? When do you want to get it done? So clarity is huge. What do you want? When do you want it? Why do you want it? And on one of our future videos, I'm going to roll out priority management, and that's going to put absolutely icing on the cake and give you total clarity. Now, above clarity, there's 2 things you will never be able to train that new salesperson, yourself, or anyone else in. Something you have got to bring to the table for maximum success in business. Ambition and self-discipline. Those are 2 things you've got to bring to the table, folks. And so lazy doesn't grow. And so you've got to be able to get yourself up in the morning. You know, it's amazing to me. A lot of people go into business. They go into sales because they think, well, now I've got time on my hands. Now I get to write my own schedule. Here's something about being that entrepreneur. Here's something about being in sales. You get to choose the 20 hours a day you work. You know, ambition is so important. You have to bring the pilot light to the table. I would make a horrible life coach because I'm not the type of person that will coax another person. I want to work with those people that have the eye of the tiger. They got fire in their belly. They want to go. Do you? That's what you have to bring to the table. You have to have that fire in your belly. You got to be able to get up in the morning early. You got to want to go after it. And you got to have that self-discipline of doing the things you don't want to do to get the things you want to accomplish. People talk to me all the time. How do you hire a good sales professional? You hire self-discipline, ambition. You train skills. Lazy doesn't play. So from there, you've got your foundation. You've got your clarity in place. You are ambitious. You have self-discipline, or the people you're hiring do. And now above that, as a foundational block, you want to have your entire company or you individually become great communicators. What methodology are you going to subscribe to? We personally use DISC. However, we've taken it into another level of adaptive behaviors. Being able to adapt to the other person consistently so you are getting the best communications between 2 people. You know, when I first got in sales, when Dawn and I first opened up business, I had about a 3% closing ratio, which for a lot of reasons was people just didn't like me because I was an A-type, hard driver, focused, and people felt that about me. They kind of stayed away. Now my closing ratio is at 96th percentile, and a lot of it has to do with I've learned to sell and communicate with all the other communication styles. I've learned how to talk to those slower-paced, people-oriented. I've learned how to accommodate them. I've learned how to talk to those highly analytical, slow-paced engineering types, okay? And I've learned how to talk to people like my wife, which fast-paced, people-oriented, fun, balloons, silly string. And so the more I've learned how to become a professional and build our entire business on communications, the better we've gotten. Now I'm talking to some of you that have employees. I'm talking to people who have a whole team of people that represent your company. Do you know if they wear your logo, they represent you? Do you know they can grow or destroy your brand with a spoken word? How much are you monitoring their communication styles? How much are you training their communication styles? How are you helping them to represent you with the spoken word? So now we have our foundation. Now, in 2008, we all suffered through an incredible downturn in the economy. I mean, in our industry, speaking, training, coaching, consulting, a lot of great speakers lost their businesses. A lot of great speakers lost their income. And that year, we were able to more than double. And when we really analyzed it and really sat down, what are the things we're doing consistently? I'm going to give you 4 things that we've done. And here's an article I would recommend you pull up, The Common Denominator of Success. They studied top sales professionals years ago, and they found out that these were the 4 things they did consistently, daily, weekly, monthly. So these are the 4 key elements that you should never, ever negotiate with. Number 1, how proficient are you and your team at generating leads? How many ways do you generate leads? For Joe and Dawn Pici, we need 10 to 15 different ways to generate leads. One's not enough. So we're going to generate leads multiple ways. And so when you look at your business plan and you look at where do our leads come from? You know, at the end of every year, Dawn and I whiteboard our business. We literally write down every single client that wrote us a check. We backtrack it to see, where did that lead come from? Was it a referral? Was it a networking? Was it a cold call? Was it through LinkedIn? Where did it come from? We have many ways. The second thing, leads without appointments is a waste of time. So how good are you and your team to pick up that phone and book an appointment? You know, in a later video, I'm going to talk to you about proper usage of the phone where you can increase conversions of appointments. The phone is not dead. It's never been more alive. But how many calls are you making a week? You know, Dawn and I eat what we kill. We are entrepreneurs. We're business owners. We also sell all our own work. We have got to be on the phone. When we're not training, speaking, coaching, we have got to sell. And so gaining mastery and having a minimum amount of calls you make a week and tracking them. You want to track them. See, tracking never lies, and it will give you your indicators, what I call business indicators for growth. So now, you got your leads. Now you have your phone calls. The third one is what I call core story. You may call sales presentation. How good is it? What is the quality of that core story? Is it about you or is it about the client? You know, we have constructed for ourselves the best core story outline we've ever created. And that's helped so much with our closing ratios. It's 80% about the client, 20% about us. Now, when you want to really evaluate your business, the pulse, get the pulse of your business, it's going to be how many quality core stories or sales presentations you have every month. That will never lie. In my office, and one of our future videos, we're going to give you a tour of my office and show you how I track everything. I have one whiteboard. It's designated for only one thing, core stories. Nobody goes on that board unless it was a direct sales presentation. Not an indirect meeting, kind of getting to know you at a Chamber of Commerce coffee. No, this is with the intent to start the selling process. And if I sat down with you, your name is on that board. And I watch that board every day, every week, every month, every year. And I can tell you to the number, based on how many are up there, what our income is. And the final key, the 8th non-negotiable, is priority management. You know, we've all read time management books, and most people tell me, you know, I read this great time management book. I said, well, does it work? They struggle because, you know, you cannot manage time. A very famous football coach once said, there's three things you can do with time. You can waste it, you can spend it, or you can invest it. So we created a priority management system which rank orders highest revenue producing activities to least revenue producing activities. And we want to spend the majority of our time up there. So as I recap, let's look at those 8 non-negotiables. And let's see if you're negotiating with any of them. And by the way, you also have other non-negotiables in your business. There's things you may be compromising with. I can tell you, hidden in those non-negotiables is an incredible growth in your business. Number 1, clarity. Gain clarity. Number 2, bring to the table ambition and self-discipline. Really, really, really focus on being a great communicator. And then the top 4, vital. This is the heartbeat. This is the pulse. This is that thing that makes it happen. Leads, phone calls, conversion to sales, and priority management. Now we're excited. Once again, let me remind you, we'd like to see you subscribe to this series. We know it's going to give you an unfair advantage over your competition. We know it can help you double your business. We'll see you at the next video, and thanks for stopping in.